Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, with my amazing co-host, Rachna. How are you this, early afternoon?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy for the sunshine today. How are you?
Happy for the sunshine because yesterday, it was like, oh, it's gonna be nice, and then it starts to like sleet, and then it's like, oh, it's nice again, and then it's like it starts raining again. So it's nice to see blue skies.
Yes. Yeah.
I hope that snowfall 2 days ago is the last one.
Yeah, I think it is.
I
I
hope
think that was
so.
our April snowfall.
April Fool's snowfall. I
Yeah.
mean, we've had it happen that it snowed in May before.
Yeah, that could happen. But that's a few weeks away. We can focus on sunshine, I think. I think we're allowed to I think we'll get a hot week before we get another snowfall.
Okay. I mean, I love a hot week. Anything over even -5 and sunny is actually quite nice, I find. I guess I'm really Canadian. You're like, ugh.
I mean, we've been in that range since January.
Yes, that's true. But I
So,
haven't really been going outside. But now that it's kind of spring, I've been leaving the house more. And so
mhm,
I'm actually acknowledging what the temperature is or like checking it before
checking
like,
it.
what jacket should
Yeah.
I wear?
Yeah.
So, a little bit different in the sense that like I'm not looking at outside from my apartment, but I'm actually experiencing it
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
Physically. So we have some lady drama mamas, episode 12, the penultimate episode. It's over. It's over. I mean, I feel
We're
bad that
close.
I'm excited, but when I saw that at the end, I was like, yes.
Yeah, we're close.
And I mean, I've been complaining this whole season, but and I'm going to complain again today. There was not one interesting storyline this whole season. Can you think of one?
No, but I am curious about this song situation because OC did it last week. So, what is this, like the producers trying to come up with something new for these women to do, but also making it so obvious that it's production?
I mean, I loved the OC and their rock band.
Yes, I did too. And I didn't hate New Jersey's country music song because I do love country music. But I just think it's interesting that they did it literally a week apart. They
I
aired
think
these episodes a week apart from each other. Isn't that feels like repetition?
absolutely it feels like repetition. I feel as though they're not interesting characters. I mean, they might have been maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whenever they started, where we'd never seen the lives of people like this before on our TV screen.
Yeah.
So maybe back then it was like, wow, these women are wild. They're flipping tables. Like they're so heated. But now I think that I've anyways grown out of thinking that is entertainment or that is interesting. I like a little bit personally, a little bit more substance in my fights, or like a little bit more good comebacks, like something if we're gonna have like these fights. But I
Some more
think
opulence.
more opulence, more fights, better outfits, better events, like more interesting hobbies. Like they just need more. I
Yeah,
need more from them
I
personally.
agree. I 100% agree with you. I
Like we
do
could
not.
follow our five friends and like have
Yes,
a way more interesting story. Like
I think so.
imagine me, you, Eleanor, Megan, and like Peter. Like that would be
Yeah,
so amazing.
and Emilio for
And
extra
Amelia, of
for
course.
fuckboy effect.
Like we could have a very, very interesting
I
show,
think
I think.
so. I agree. I 100% agree.
And like if we
Yeah,
had the producers being able to pay for everything, we could make it appear that we are super, super rich,
yeah,
and like we've all worked in restaurants, so we could probably make some good deals of like looking like we're super famous.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. We could do a good job, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, it would be like the Real Housewives of Toronto's West Side or something.
Downtown Toronto.
Yeah,
The real housewives of the rental community.
yeah. The rental housewives.
I mean, maybe I should pitch this.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Hi, DM Rocks. How are you? So, who do we think had the best voice? I mean, obviously Melissa.
Yeah,
I
I
think
didn't realize
Jen
Melissa.
was second.
Yeah, I didn't realize Melissa had a good voice.
I mean, okay, hold on. She has a good voice, and we'll get more into this because, like, I was thoroughly, my ears hurt. But she doesn't really sing that well. Like, she's not doesn't have a good ear for music.
Got
I
it.
found I found that she was out of tune, and like her riff wasn't in the same key as the song, but she does have a voice that you could work with, and I think that like with any sort of coaching she could be a very good singer, but
Yeah.
she's not naturally gifted with perfect pitch.
Like, just to go back to what you said 2 minutes ago about there not being any interesting storylines, like, I didn't know Melissa could sing. And I think there's something there that could be explored. But also, we didn't talk about last week about how they didn't show Antonia's 16th birthday party, her
I
sweet
know. I
16.
was I was weirded out by that
It
because
was
I'm
like a,
like,
it was like a mini flashback. And okay, maybe she really doesn't want the cameras in her life. I get it. As like a 15 or 16-year-old girl, you don't probably want that unless you're like Gia or someone. But it wasn't even discussed. Like, it should have at least been like, we're keeping this event private or whatever. Instead they did
I
like a weird
feel
flashback, and I feel like what a waste of that could have been a whole episode. We could have had a whole episode about that, about her picking her dress. Like, any daughter of the other housewives and all the other franchises, they get that.
true. I'm thinking, yes, I'm reading Antonia probably didn't want the cameras. Maybe some of the other mothers or parents of the people that were be attending, maybe they didn't want to see any cameras there really, or maybe they chose not to air it, and maybe there was a whole bunch of footage, but maybe it was what they considered to be boring. I don't know, but I agree that I thought that we would get an opportunity to see that because we've slightly been building the storyline with her daughter, with the fact that, bless you,
Thank you.
that she, with her hurt knee, and we're seeing her go to the gym, bless you,
Thanks.
and try to
Allergies.
do some rehab on her knee. And so, and the whole conversation about, is she depressed right now because we moved her during the school year, all that stuff. So it would have been nice to see that storyline kind of wrapped up to a certain extent, to see her happy at prom at this new school, or at the old school. I don't know which school it was that she went to prom,
Yeah.
or sorry, her sweet 16. I keep on saying
Yeah,
prom.
it would have been a nice way to wrap up that storyline for the season.
Right? Like, she's happy, she's working on her knee, she might go back to cheerleading, she's with all of her friends,
Mhm.
like, focuses on her because she was kind of an afterthought with the move. I think that that would have been a little bit of completion there. So, agreed 100% with you that I was very surprised that there wasn't more than like a hazy flashback to telegraph this part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Totes agree.
Like, just a missed opportunity.
So we start this episode with Frank laying in like the bed with all the stuffed animals, and Georgia comes in and starts hitting him with it. Why is he in that room? Like, I didn't even realize that there was a room that wasn't like completely barren, so that people can stay there.
I don't know. Like, I guess he just had his own room and that's the one he ended up in. Is
Well, like, if I was the person, the realtor or whatnot, I would have at least put like those stuffed animals in like the closet, or like in storage, or keep them in my car. Like, that there's no kids that are going to be going on this particular trip. So I don't, was it just to be funny?
yeah,
Because like
maybe.
the
I mean,
biggest guy is like in the room with like the dollies.
yeah, and like Joe definitely played into that, I guess, by
Um,
posing them and stuff.
what did you think about Frank deciding to side up with Margaret, feeling that Margaret isn't that bad, and understanding Margaret's perspective, and for the most part for this episode, really give like being on Margaret's side, like supporting Margaret.
Well, not just Frank, but also Dolores as well. I mean, I think it's interesting because I feel like through this season, Frank has sometimes been a voice of reason.
Right.
And I know that like what Teresa has done is like absolutely unacceptable. Like it's unacceptable, even though she did make a career out of doing it the first time. Margaret is not innocent. And so she deserves no defenses. Like she has been digging her hole, and not just with Teresa. And so I think I think it came to a point where Frank has taken Margaret's side, because in this instance, Margaret did not deserve what she got. And they're on this trip that Dolores has hosted and planned. And I think that by taking Margaret's side, this is his way of um
Oh, making it a little bit more okay that Teresa has not been completely outcasted, because that's not going to happen.
well, no, I think what he's doing is because Teresa removed herself from the house, and I've actually
I
heard
heard. Oh, yeah, I heard a difference from
that
that
producers
situation.
asked her to leave. So
That's why
whatever
she was
the
in her
reason,
pajamas. Correct.
yeah, so whatever the reason is, she's out of the house. So as Dolores is the host, Frank as Dolores's ex-husband and like let's say partner in this
Best friend.
endeavor,
Yeah. Hmm.
he is also in a position where he has to make sure that everybody else is having a good time. And the way you do that is by taking care of the person who has been hurt or offended or whatever. So I think maybe if we were in New Jersey, and if this was happening in New Jersey, it would be slightly different. But they're on a vacation that was planned by Dolores and by extension, Frank. So I feel like he's doing what he needs to do in this situation by taking Margaret's side. That's my take.
No, I mean, I was just kind of like surprised by him taking that
Mhm.
side, but I totally I understand where your point, and I can agree with that, with the fact that he wants to kind of keep the peace, support his girl Dolores with this particular party. Kind of to add on to what I was saying is that, like, Teresa is more so Dolores's friend than Margaret is, but and so like she's not going to kick Dolores out or to kick Teresa out and not have her be part of these events, because they are better friends. And so I think it's kind of like good cop, bad cop, kind of with like handling Margaret here,
Right.
where Dolores is being kind of bad cop because she's still continuing to kind of support ish Teresa, and then Frank is being good cop here with Margaret by being like, "Hey, we're on your side. We believe you. We agree that like Teresa was out of line." So yes, I can agree with what you're saying
Yeah,
for
and I
sure.
mean even the last week, when Teresa had her moment, Frank was the one who was like, "We can't leave, we're the hosts." So I think
Absolutely.
he's taking his role as host seriously in this regard.
So Jen and Bill called their kids, and I thought that this was an interesting moment because it seemed like Bill was the one that suggested calling their kids, which I was like, I like that it seems like he is slightly active in like their family life. And we had
Yeah.
seen last week that it seemed like he likes her a little bit, and so it was nice to see this moment where it was a little bit
Yeah.
more family.
And I think that continued, like those moments of him liking her.
I actually really like Bill.
What do you like about him?
I don't know, maybe because he's super rich and he's a plastic surgeon. Like, I don't know, but like, there's something about him that I like. I think he must be a Libra. I have like, I have it's like I have just crushes on all Libras. I find them to be attractive.
My partner is a Libra.
I think you told me that.
I
Um,
work with a Libra who is pleasant to be around.
how tall are they? Are they single? How old are they?
Are you into women?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, for like if I'm tipsy, but not for a relationship.
Wait, I'm looking up Bill Aiden's birthday.
Maybe hard to find. Let me see my mug. My mom got this for my birthday.
Did your birthday just pass and I
No, no.
forgot?
Oh, no, no. In January.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's very nice. I like it.
I know, it's like a little.
So, okay, so he's not a Libra.
What is he?
Whoa. Whoa.
Wait, hold on. Let me think of. Let's think. Okay, you're saying whoa, whoa, whoa. So what could he be? I was thinking that he had to be ruled by Venus because of the fact that he loves like aesthetics and beauty. So if I still go along with that logic, Venus is also rules Taurus. So is he a Taurus? It would be my second guess. No. Can you give me some clues? Okay, let me think more about him. He doesn't talk that much, so then maybe he's not an air sign. Um, he's quite private, so maybe he's a Scorpio.
No,
Um, well, he was family oriented this episode, so and I think he is emotional, but he hides his emotion, so maybe he's a Cancer.
no, but you're getting warm.
Warm with Cancer. So is he the other water sign? He's Pisces.
It's not a water sign.
Oh, okay. Gemini? Like I have no
Yes,
idea.
he's a Gemini. June 2nd. That explains everything.
Why he gets along with a lot of people. Like he's kind of the life of the party. They are
Why he's
usually
like
the biggest flirts.
he's like different people with different people.
That's true. That's true. Um, I would say that out of all the signs, the biggest cheaters are Gemini and
Nice,
Sagittarius.
yes.
Okay, I could see it now, but like before, I was more so thinking differently. But okay, so then he is an air sign. And what Jen and Jen is an Aries, I believe. So that works decently well together.
He's a year younger than her.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that year that they're born? 72 and 3?
Yeah. 1 second. No, he was born in 78.
He was born in 78.
Yeah, that means he's like our
He's
age.
like he's 6 months older than me. Like what? We would be in high school at the same time. He seems ancient. He's not born in 78.
I mean, this is what Google is saying. Who knows how reliable this is? Reality. I don't even know what website this is.
She's born in 77. I mean, she looks like she's born in 77, but he looks like he's born in 72.
Yeah, I agree because his hair is slightly like not white,
Thinning-ish.
but
Oh.
yeah,
Just a little bit like not youthful.
Yeah.
We would be in high school at the same time. Like he's a year older than me, like a high school year older than me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off my glasses because like I don't want to look that old. Wow. Okay.
Okay, but when you think about like your friends or people you grew up with, when you think about what they look like now, do none of them look like that?
I mean, the guys, some of them aged okay, and some of them just look they look like old men.
That's what I mean.
Absolutely. I remember I went to this restaurant that I worked at. It was our 20-year anniversary a couple years ago. I know, and so like from all of us working there together, and so they'd organized a reunion party.
What restaurant was this? Seven West?
No, Shark City.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Shark City's up at Yonge. It was up at Yonge and Eglinton, Red Path
Okay.
Eglinton, 117 Eglinton Avenue East.
Okay.
And so I'd worked there. It was my first like bar job. Like I worked there for like 3 years. Made like the best friends. We all went on vacation together. We ate together. Like we did everything together for a really long time. And so we had this reunion. And I remember seeing my bus boys that were like younger than me, that were like, you know, these wiry little 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds, whatever, that like were such babies. And I was like, oh my God, my bus boy turned into an old man.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Bill is doing the same maintenance as Jennifer.
Fair. I would have to say though, I don't know if it's because I went to an art school and an arts high school that a lot of people kept up their appearances because they're still working in film and television. So I would have to say also that a majority of people still look quite youthful, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but like, okay, I need to just add this. So someone that went to our high school that you might know is Scott Speedman. Are you familiar with him?
What? Yes. Who doesn't know
Oh my god.
Scott
Okay.
Speedman is from Toronto?
Yeah, he's from
What?
Toronto. Like he got his start on Speaker's Corner. And he went to my
What?
high school. So he was on the swim team. I'll tell you a story actually then.
Okay.
So he's like 4 years older than me, 4 or 5. Like I was in grade 9 and he was in OIC. So I guess 4 years older than me. And had long hair, and like we had this like park around the street, around the corner, that was called like High Park, because like everybody would go and like smoke weed, and like
Wait, what school did you go to?
I went to Earl Haig Secondary School.
Oh yeah, okay. I've heard of
And
that school.
and so he would like always like be like playing guitar like on this like grassy bit at like High Park or whatever, wearing like, corduroy bell bottoms and like Birkenstocks, like the look of like the 90s grunge, whatever. And so he was like, everybody just thought he was so hot. Like, oh my God, Scott Stevens, so good looking. And he wasn't even in acting at this point. He might have even been collegiate. I know that he was a professional swimmer, but like, I don't even think he started acting yet. And so he was dating this girl, Lisa Polanovsky. And she was like probably the prettiest woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Just like they were the high school prom king, prom queen, like so beautiful couple. She had these light eyes and like really long, dark black hair. So I heard that they were shaving their heads in the cafeteria. So we're like, oh my God, Scott Speedman and Lisa Polnowski are shaving their head in the caf. So like all us grade 9s like ran to the cafeteria, and I would always have a digital or like a disposable camera. And so like I took all these pictures of Scott Speedman and Lisa Polnowski literally shaving their head. And we're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's shaving his hair. And so I've seen it before, like recently at my mom's house, that like I do still have the picture of Scott Speedman shaving his head in the cafeteria.
Wait, why did
In high
they do
school.
that though?
I think they did it for it might have been for charity, or
Oh,
like
okay.
or for like to raise money. I can't remember right now.
Is she famous?
Literally 27 years ago.
Is she
Um,
famous?
Now I don't think so. I
Um,
never looked her up, but there's a lot of people that kind of are.
so then
Like
he
Sarah
must have,
Polly. You might know Sarah Polly. She went to our high school too, and middle school.
yeah, I know Sarah Polly.
Our lockers were beside each other, just saying.
Oh wow. Have you read her new memoir?
No, but I've been hearing about it. I've been hearing it's
Yeah.
good.
So that means Scott Speedman did Felicity probably right after he graduated high school.
Probably because like I also knew Carrie Russell a little bit, because my friend Alana was the one that was on the Mickey Mouse Club with her, and she's still best friends with Carrie Russell. So I
What?
definitely I never told you my story about my friend Alana's bat mitzvah.
No.
Oh, well, she was on the Mickey Mouse Club, and she invited her Mickey Mouse Club people to her bat mitzvah. And so I've danced with Justin Timberlake and JC Chavez at Shaz says, or whatever, however you say his last name, on her black and white checkered dance floor at her bat mitzvah.
Was it
Like,
here?
yeah, it's in Toronto.
Oh wow. That's
So
wild.
yeah, back in the like a long time ago. That was probably like 30 years ago now.
The
But
90s.
or yeah, 30 years. So yeah, I knew of Carrie Russell pretty well, because like I used to hang out with my friend all the time. And so she was like, oh, well, Carrie can't come to the bat mitzvah, like I want you guys to meet her, but like it never ended up happening. And so um but they're still really good friends now, because my friend Alana lives in New York. So they're still close as far as I know.
Wild.
So yeah. So those are my claims to fame. And this is more interesting to talk about than this episode. Just saying. Dolores starts making breakfast. Cool. Margaret starts calling Teresa a Looney Tune. Cool. Dolores plans a barbecue at the house, and so she actually intends on having a line dance instructor come to the house, which I think is fun. Dolores does put Teresa's feelings into perspectives, and I do like how Dolores kind of defends Teresa, in the sense that she's like, I'm not saying what she did was right, but this I can understand where she's coming from here.
How she feels, yeah.
found the love of her life. She was in a terrible relationship beforehand of somebody that didn't, treat her well, didn't say kind words to her, was part of the reason why she ended up going to jail. And now she has this man that she's met that is laying out the rose petals for her to walk on. Like, she does not want anything to disrupt that. And you trying to poke holes, whether it's true, whether it has validity, it is hurtful to her really soaking up and enjoying the fact that she feels good for the first time in a long time. And so I understand that perspective. I don't think she's acting rationally. I think that I would respond a lot differently, but I do enjoy how Dolores stands up for her friend and the way that she does it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I mean, if I was Teresa, I'd be flaming mad too, because who the hell is Margaret to keep asking these questions?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I get it. If it was Dolores and Dolores is like, listen, like, there's some bad things going on, like being said about Louis, like, one-on-one situation
Mhm.
privately, like maybe then she would be hearing it, but like making these public claims and like and interrogating people on camera, I
Like
think it's
since
just
the first episode, like
mhm.
literally every episode, there's nothing going on this season.
There's nothing going on at all. And it's like, Margaret, leave him alone. Do you care that much? Like, like if you hate Teresa that much, just be like, hey, well, she'll probably get hers because she doesn't deserve it because she's been such
Yeah,
a shitty person, you know?
exactly.
Hi, Boston girl. Okay, so Boston girl says Margaret is obsessed with Teresa because she wants to be top dog. Interesting. What do you think about that assessment? She is an Aries, if I remember correctly. Aries people do want to be top dog. They're the first fire sign, so they're usually kind of juvenile with their fieriness, with their spurts of anger, we'll say, because they're ruled by Mars, which is the planet, the god of war. So they tend to be irrationally fiery, we'll say, not contained fire. It's very, very unpredictably fiery.
Yeah.
So, and Teresa is a Taurus, and Tauruses are stubborn. So I think that they are both very similar, but expressed differently, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think she might want to be top dog, but I'm not sure. Like, she's got nothing, there's nothing about her that is interesting or unique. Um,
I mean, I want to see more of her talk show stint,
sure, but
please.
that's like in the past. Like, that's not something that she still has going on that would make her a little bit more
Like,
savvy or
maybe
like,
if I was in, like, I thought her Joe was interesting or good looking or something, but I'm just like, bleh.
that's the thing is like, there's nothing like, I think Melissa has more qualities to be top dog than Margaret. Even Dolores, I would like Dolores to be top dog before Margaret. Like, I just think that Margaret literally a space filler. She doesn't have anything going on for her personally, which is why she's obsessed with Teresa and other people's drama.
Yep. It's not her drama. She doesn't need to be worrying about it. So DM Rock says Margaret was being a hypocrite about Teresa on this episode because Margaret threw the wine and water on Danielle and pushed Danielle's ex-husband in a
Yeah, I
pool.
heard about this.
I didn't watch the franchise at that point. It was probably my 8-year hiatus
Yeah.
part. Um, so I don't remember that. And is Danielle the woman with the short hair, the short reddish hair?
Danielle Staub, no, that was Danielle was like a mess.
I can't remember what she looks like right now. The name is very familiar, obviously.
Yeah, she's like, I feel like she's pretty skinny and she has like brunette hair till about here, very straight.
All right, let's
Like,
look this up.
basically everybody hated her.
Let's see what
And
she looks
then
like.
like she wrote a book, or somebody wrote a book about her. Like, that was a big storyline in the first season. There was a book about her being connected to the mob or something like that.
That's fun. Like,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
want
it was a storyline.
to. That's not. That can't be her. It doesn't. Oh, she looks like She looks like the Countess. You know what the Countess is, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she does look similar to Countess Luann. You're right, but Luann is a little bit more flamboyant.
I mean, I kind of like the Countess.
Yeah, fair.
Oh my god, why is? Anyways, I know who she is now. I forgot about her.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be the pot calling the kettle black here.
yeah,
Hypocrite is like is part of the anti-in feed to be one of these housewives. It's a hypocrite. If it's about anybody else, you point the finger. If it's about you, you had no part in it. Every single one of these women have been a hypocrite at some point in this season, for the most
yeah,
part.
yeah, absolutely. But I think, Margaret is like, oh, it's unacceptable to throw things, but Margaret's done that. So, I think this is at a different scale, and I think Margaret needs to like really reel it in and sit in her corner for a couple of minutes or something. I don't know.
So Joe, oh, one thing though that Dolores did that compare Teresa to was kind of like a puppy that you bring in from the shelter that's been like abused and like it'll
Right.
do anything if you start giving it
Really
love.
Yeah.
And that makes me really sad because she's really trying to protect something that's fragile because she's so broken. And so
Yeah.
I wish that I get it. She was acting terribly, but I wish that there was a little bit of compassion here. Like, understand a little bit more where Teresa's coming from and be kind to her about the situation. Just realize like, you know what? I'm going to pick and choose my battles. I don't really want to be the one that bursts this bubble. They have to deal with the media, the exes, all the people, everybody else. Like, so I want to be a person that's a safe space for her, not somebody that she also feels like she's fighting.
Yeah. And also, you've asked her and she's told you she doesn't want to talk about it. So let it go. Like, you know?
Whoa, that was the one that was engaged 19 times that caused the table flip. Okay. I remember her now though. I don't remember her vibe. I've never been engaged. Like I want to be engaged 19 times. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Like, who's been engaged in night? Like, what is that, like 4 a year? Like, no, like literally.
Well, like maybe every other year she gets engaged.
I mean, that would be like over
Like
the course
from she's like 18 years old, every other year she's engaged.
till she's 60.
Kinda.
I guess.
That would be like 40 years. Yeah. And so she's like 58. How old is she? She's probably around 50s.
I don't know.
Maybe she had a couple engagements in 1 year a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know. Joe does say that if Teresa gets crazy, he will walk her out. So at least he's saying, I want to stand up for my sister. I want her to be there at the barbecue. And if things go down, he will take care of it. So,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks. So Dolores isn't going to go singing. She is actually going to have a talk with Teresa, and instead they decide to go shopping to get some cowboy boots. It seems. Um, so Dolores wants to use it as an opportunity to kind of level with Teresa. She knows that Margaret really just wants to have an apology, and Teresa is not having that at all.
Yeah, she's not. She's like, no.
Why doesn't she just like just I don't know. Why don't these people just act like normal people? I know they're on a TV
There
show,
would
but
be
like,
there would be no TV show.
oh, geez, Louise. I mean, Teresa thinks though that Margaret owes her an apology, which she kind of does.
She does. I agree. She does.
Like, if Margaret said, "Look, Teresa, I'm really sorry that me poking around or asking questions about Louis is upsetting for you. I was doing it because I was just concerned for you. I'm sorry that it made you this angry. Please accept my apology." And I just don't know, think that Teresa could still be mad if somebody just came out at her with that, and then she'd be like, you know what, I'm sorry too. I totally understand where you're coming from as a friend, that you're just trying to be protective, and I'm also trying to be protective here too of like my partner and my relationship, and so that's how I reacted, because I'm fighting to protect the people that I love.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would love that scene. I might even get teary eyed.
Yeah.
But no, they won't give me that. They
No, they
won't
won't.
give
And
me
I
that.
feel like that Teresa and Margaret will never have that moment.
Maturity. So the boys are leaving the house because they're going to go on a houseboat or a boat. I don't know if it was a houseboat. And they say, let's take a roadie. So do you call it a roadie? I called it a traveler when I was growing up.
I don't know what that is.
It's an alcoholic beverage in a cup that you take with you, or like a
Oh,
water bottle, like something to drink while you're en route to the next destination.
I've never done that, so I wouldn't know what to call it.
Oh my god! I feel like I'm too wild to know you.
No, I'm just like not a big drinker. I'm not a big drinker. That's just all it is.
I mean, fine, but I'm just like, you've never had a roadie, or we called it travelers. Um. Anyways, so the boys are going on this boat, which is kind of a fun day. But I'm also like, the boys going out drinking on a boat, and then you have like a dinner and a party to like do after. Like, it just doesn't
It's a
seem
lot.
good, because these guys, when they day drink, they day like binge
They
drink for
pass
like
out.
five people
Yeah.
each. Like, that's a lot. So we see the girls singing at going to Nash Box, and they're going to write and record their own song. I thought that this was a fun idea, even though we did just recently see something very similar, as we spoke about in the beginning. They do get drinks at the studio, so I guess we can consider this to be slightly a hospitality heroes. Um, so the drinks that they have is a Music City Wake Up. So do you think that's kind of like an espresso martini? It looks
Yes.
creamy, so,
Yes.
like, there must have been some Baileys in there, maybe espresso. Um,
Tequila.
if you're singing, you maybe tequila. Ooh. You don't really want to have anything creamy coating your throat. So you usually want to have like something like water, absolutely, like room temperature water with like a green apple. So it's like it gets like that your saliva into a certain consistency, so that you have really good diction, and like your throat opens up or like loosens a little bit. So the fact that they have these alcoholic beverages and one that's creamy, I was like, not really conducive to singing well, but I digress. They also order a lemonade. That's Margaret. The Music City wake up call was Jen. Melissa orders butter pecan shots, and Jackie orders a champagne. I didn't see anybody else have any sort of drinking orders.
Yeah, I didn't see what Tracy got.
I don't think they showed her doing that at all. So then we cut over to the boys on the boat. And Joe thinks it's so funny to give Frank a strap on that has big balls, apparently. Frank puts on the strap on, and Joe cuts off the shaft, we'll say. And I think it's hilarious that they have to blur
Yeah,
a
why did they blur
dildo.
it? I don't get it.
So they had to blur the dildo. And even when it was separated from the balls, like,
Yeah, like that's kind of dumb.
I guess because it's on national television, it would be considered nudity.
But it's not a real body part.
I don't know. Like, I think that they would do
It's
that too if
literally
it was like a blow up doll. I think that they would I think that they would blur out the
okay.
boobs.
Okay.
I think. Anyways, I thought it was really bizarre that like
Yeah.
it was blurred out as well. And so then they felt it was the perfect vessel for doing shots in. So what did you think about the shaft shots?
I mean, it was very typical of their like boy time.
Fair, true. So yes, they were getting wild, silly, jumping off the
Yeah.
boat, diving. everybody has like the balls around the neck or like doing the shot from the
Yeah.
shaft. So they're definitely being lads here.
Yeah, exactly.
Lads. So over at the girls, they actually do get into the recording studio, and they're terrible. They're very, very bad. The guys are like, trying to teach them how to make a song, and then they're like, okay, so what kind of things do you like? And like, I think that was really fun. I would find that really fun, is trying to come up with lyrics and stuff like that. And people were yelling out, different lines. Tracy thought she was so witty when she said something about like
Louboutins.
something in my Louboutins. Where did I
Yeah.
write that down? They're gonna call it Lady Drama. And the boys talking to Louis again. Did I write that? Whatever. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So while the boys were on the houseboat, they also bring up this Louis stuff. They handle it a lot better than the women do. But like, I don't need them to bring it up anymore. Like, just if you
Yeah.
want to include him, you want to have a good time with him, just let that happen. Like,
Have a good time.
I don't care about the fact that his ex-girlfriends are coming for him because now he's in the public eye. I don't care about that. I
Yeah.
do care about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp though.
Yes.
And like I went and found all those videos, and like I just uploaded them onto the site because I was like, people need to watch this because it is insanity. But
Even from
I
the
don't
videos from the hearing?
yeah, I uploaded all
Well,
the hearings. It's wild. But this I
yeah.
don't care about Louis' ex-wives or ex-girlfriends
Yeah.
that are upset. Even if they had some truth in what they had to say, I at this point don't care. I know that we speculated a couple of weeks ago that maybe he had done some wrongdoing, maybe, but at this point, I don't care unless he does something in this timeline. Like, I don't care. I don't care right now. So the boys, I wish that they didn't care as well. So yeah, so the lines are rumors on the streets, Louboutins on the feet. Like, okay, get out of here, Tracy. You're so annoying. But I did find this fun, but I did write also tone deaf. Everyone's tone deaf. Melissa is decent, but she
But
also
there's also that line that's like, "Don't come for my man." Meanwhile, Margaret's going for Teresa's man. So what?
well,
And
hypocrite
what is
is
it that
the
like we all stick together? You guys absolutely do not stick together.
well, like half of the people stick together and half of the people don't stick together.
Split, exactly.
But Margaret is not trying to be a protective friend. She's trying to stir the pot. It's true.
I mean,
It's true,
yeah, like
Boston
that's all
girl.
exactly.
So it's just boring to me.
So
Be more
boring.
inventive. Have more comebacks, like something.
Have
But
a
I don't care about.
personality. Be yourself.
So, any other points about the singing part of this? The creating the song. The poor guys are like, man, these women are terrible.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
not a tune at all. Just like
yeah. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. And I love how Jennifer was like not participating. And I'm like, are you not participating because you suck or because you're better and you realize what's happening and you don't want to mess it up as much as the others?
Well, it's also slightly embarrassing when people are terrible and then you're actually good. It's just it's kind of like when somebody's a little bit too good for karaoke. You're just like a little bit of a
Right.
show off moment. It just doesn't look great sometimes. And so maybe that was the case. But I don't think that Jen is good. But I do think that she has a better natural voice than the women on the other side.
Yeah.
So no tune, like, oh my goodness. I know that like I've been privileged enough to be able to have studied music and been in many choirs, and I can sing in tune and I have a decent voice. But like this is bad. Like I wish that they had helped them a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I can't stand yelling singing.
Yeah.
We love it on it. Like I don't even know what that is. Anyways,
Yeah, no, I
we'll move
agree.
on.
But I think the production did fix it, no? Like it sounded better when we heard it in the party.
It was talking, singing.
Okay, fair. I'll go rewatch it.
It was like
I thought it was better.
I mean, it was better because it sounded produced.
Yeah.
Like, and so they probably auto-tuned it a little bit.
Yeah, they
They put
absolutely did.
they lifted the music, the guitar and stuff like that in it. But like how I don't even know how to sing like that. Like, okay, if it was Twinkle Twinkle Little, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are,
Yeah.
up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I like. It's just not singing.
It's yelling, it's not singing.
Yelling so bad. But I appreciate them doing something creative because I'm a fan of creative outlets. So it's fun.
Hi,
Hi,
Diva.
Diva. Hello. Oh, it is 420. Weren't you Diva 420 for a while? It is 420. It's also, is that tomorrow? Isn't it also his birthday? What's his name? Adolf?
I
I
can't
always
say
think
that I
about
know when his birthday is.
I think it's the 25th or the 21st. It's one of the two. I just remember doing that because somebody was bothering me and I looked at their birthday and like it said the his birthday at the same time. You know what I mean? Like when I just like was like, are you considered to be a Taurus yet or are you still in Aries and what something like that and I saw his birthday. But it's either the 20th or the 21st, which I think is kind of funny. Also, a guy that I have a really big crush on was born on April 20th. And I was like, I'd probably like you more if you're born on April 19th. But, you know, I digress. So, what else happened? So, the girls could return back from their singing venture. And Jackie's talking to Evan, and she's like, Are you drunk? And he's asking, like, how many drinks did you have? And she's like, oh, I just had one. And she's like, okay, so we had about 14 drinks more than you guys did, or than you did, which he's probably being truthful. Like, they probably each had 3/4 of a bottle of alcohol each. It's a lot of booze for a day.
Yeah.
A couple hours in the day.
Yeah.
Ugh. So the boys returned, and Bill looked rough. His shirt was on backwards.
Really
his
did.
hair was a mess. I still find him charming though. Like he's still kind of cute, even in his like dopey, wasted messiness. Like I like Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else I really noticed, but everybody else seemed to go and lay down and like they're wasted. Like they can't really do anything.
Yeah.
What's his name? Frank went and laid in his little kid's room bed. The party decoration person arrives, and I thought that there's going to be something much more to do about that. Tiki didn't go with the boys because he had to film some sort of podcast. So when everybody came back, they were asking him to make coffee. Why couldn't Margaret make her own, or not Margaret, Jackie or whomever
Because
wanted coffee?
Apparently he made good coffee in the morning.
How do you make bad coffee? I'm sure it's a coffee machine.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess maybe if it's with like an actual, like you actually have to measure the grinds and you have to like, was it tamper it?
No, I think it's just drip. I think it was just drip. It was a pot of coffee that he made.
Or maybe he has a good ratio. Like,
yeah, I mean, who knows?
Anyways, or maybe it was just to like make him have a part of the scene.
Yeah.
Kiki also goes and opens the door for the party decorator and lets her in. I thought it would be I thought she was going to have more of a role, but she didn't. So she goes to the back and she's setting up a long table for the.
No, but he was definitely like giving her the eyes, like flirting with her a little.
I was thinking that a little bit, being like, is this like what Tiki does? Is like he flirts with people that are working for him?
Yeah.
Interesting. So Dolores asks Frank, she gives him a bit of her chocolate bar, or not chocolate bar, like a protein bar. And he's like, so Frank, why'd you have balls around your neck when you called me? It's funny.
Yeah.
I like them together, even if they're not together. And he probably treated her terribly when they were younger. I like their dynamic now. So Joe and Melissa talk. And they talk about Louis and about the fact that, you know, they asked Louis, like, does he feel different about Teresa now that she had this outburst? And he doesn't. Now, that's something that's interesting because I would be mortified if my partner acted in any sort of way like that, and we would have a big conversation. So, do you think that Louis reprimanded or, like, talked to Teresa about her how she reacted in that situation, or think he gave her a slap on the wrist?
Like, look, I think you can be mortified and
Supportive?
still love somebody the same way. Like, I think those are two separate things. Like, the question was, do you feel differently about her? And I feel like it's
No.
possible for him to be, and knowing who he is, he wouldn't say, yeah, I'm embarrassed. He would keep that private. So I think they probably had some kind of conversation about it, whether it was like disciplinary or loving. Who knows? Because we still don't know. We're still all riding the Louis is a good person wave. Um, Even though we've seen hints of inappropriate behavior from him. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Boston girls coming here with the facts. So, how you get them is how you lose them. True. Once a cheat, always a chitiki. I mean, yeah, I totally agree with that
Yeah,
sentiment. Like, how you get him is how
absolutely.
you lose him. Like, if you are the other woman and he leaves somebody for you, like, he's gonna find somebody else and leave you for them. It's just how it goes. Um, do you think that's gonna be next season's storyline?
I mean, I hope not, because I really would prefer Tracy to not be on the show because she's boring and is a puppet.
Yeah,
And, sorry, and the storyline of her losing her husband because he cheated on her with another young blonde is redundant. Like, for me, I'm just like, oh, I don't need to see that.
I agree.
I
I
don't.
don't want Tiki to look like the bad guy. The only black person is like the
Yeah,
bad guy.
exactly.
That
Yeah,
would annoy me a little bit too.
exactly.
One thing that I thought was a little bit alarming, though, along with the narrative of like they might have this toxic positive relationship, is that he's like, she died for me and I
Yeah.
died for her, and I was like,
I don't think
this
that's a good thing, buddy.
this is not good. This
Yeah,
is a little bit obsessive,
it's the
weird kind
love
of
bomb.
relationship. Love bombing is never good signs. You know that we were wary before, and so as when I heard him say this, I was like, ugh,
Yeah, I think I tuned it out, to be honest, because I was like, ugh.
they're going deep. So everybody's getting ready for the night portion. They're dressing in their best Western outfit. When you were in Nashville, did you? I can't remember if you said, did you dress cowboy boots, cowboy hat? No.
No, I mean, most people don't.
I would if I went. I would. I love dressing up. I thought the backyard looks great. I thought it was hilarious with Bill like sleeping with the hat on his face and looking like he's like a stuffed animal, like he was
Yeah.
decoration. So I thought that was funny. And then the girls start talking about Teresa, of course. Womp womp. She then arrives with Louis, of course.
Who do you think had the
Um,
best outfit? Sorry.
I have that. That's one of my
Oh,
questions. It's coming
okay.
up.
Sorry.
But
I'll let you get there then.
okay. So then we see Kyle, the line dancing instructor, arrives. Did you think that he was attractive, like good looking at all?
I mean, I noticed that the women were into him, so I'll go with yes.
I mean, I didn't find him at all. But I do love anybody that can dance. So I give him a thumbs up for being a line dance instructor. That's fun. I definitely would hire something like that for like a bachelorette party, but like
Yeah.
they'd have to be strippers as well. Um, So they're going to be learning the cowboy hustle. So this is where we kind of get to see everybody's outfit. I personally think that Melissa had the best outfit. So she kind of had a white baby doll-ish dress that had a lot of eyelets and a little bit of frill, but it was short with the cowboy boots and her hat. I thought that she looked kind of Coachella chic. It was a little bit modern, but I thought that she looked the best. I thought her outfit was great. What'd you think?
I thought it was Jennifer.
I don't remember what she wore.
She was wearing this like a romper, like a one piece, like shorts with long sleeves. The sleeves had frills on them, and it was this like pattern patchwork, like white squares and then leopard print squares, and there was some blue in there. And she had black cowboy boots and a black cowboy hat and a black Chanel fanny pack. And I thought she looked amazing. And
Wow,
I
I completely don't remember her
Oh
outfit.
wow. And I feel like she really like her outfit was really very her and very Jersey and also very like cowgirl chic or like country chic.
I'm gonna go back and take a look at that because I think I was just maybe because Melissa was wearing white, it stood out to me.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
because her outfit stood out to me. Teresa's kind of stood out to me because it was another
Yeah.
cat suit, but it was I don't know if I liked it or not because I couldn't really see it because it was kind
Yeah.
of dark colors. But I remember she was wearing a cat suit. I remember Margaret saying that with her outfit that she looks like she's going to the Country Music Awards, which I agreed with her look. I liked the
Really?
vibe. I mean, I wouldn't wear that, but I liked the aesthetic that she was going for
But
being
the Country Music Awards is very glam, like very blingy. What she was wearing would be completely underdressed for the Country Music Awards. As somebody who watches the Country Music Awards, she
okay.
looked
Sorry, I don't.
way too simple for the Country Music Awards.
That would have been well, I like the theme of it all. And I
Fair.
don't know any different. And so if that was the team, like the theme, Country Music Awards chic, like I would be all over that. So if we ever have a group of outing to Nashville,
Nashville.
let's have a Country Music Award theme night where I would be able to wear my best country duds threads. They're not good dancers either. So the cowboy hustle, which is very,
Yeah,
very simple. It's a little heel, toe, heel,
literally a two
toe.
step.
Like, not hard. Have you line danced before?
I've not actually because I can never find a line dancing place that I can go to on my nights off.
Okay, I don't know if there's any in Toronto, but
No,
when
there
I've
are. There are.
I mean, if I liked like people, men that liked cowboy music or sorry, country music,
Country
then
music.
maybe I would find those places to go here. But I've only been in Calgary. When was I in Calgary? I think once when I did this cross Canada tour for a magazine, I think we stopped there and we threw up a Cardi party and it was a line dancing place. So we learned it there. And then also, I think we went to one with the airline. So like when I was on a layover in Calgary, do a little line dancing, but it's fun. It's actually like, have you ever done the
Yeah.
electric slide at a wedding?
Yeah, it's something I would want to do. Absolutely.
It's a fun time. I'll definitely if you ever want to go line dancing, even
Yeah.
though I probably won't meet my match, like I would go
Never
line
know.
dancing with you
Okay.
because it's easy and any excuse to dance, I'm down. So
So,
Melissa
so
gets oh
this is a funny story. Toronto District School Board has these like adult classes that you can take, and line dancing is offered. And last year in lockdown, I tried to sign up for line dancing several times, but it was sold out.
ooh.
That's how popular line dancing is.
I mean, that is a really niche way to go line dancing with the school board.
Well,
Okay.
it was like a virtual, like
How does it
class.
get sold out? I guess 100 people it maxes out at, I guess, for Zoom.
I don't think it's 100. I think it's less than that. Like, if they're doing it in person, then there's obviously a classroom restriction. If it's online, I'm not sure, but I guess it's like, one instructor can only instruct so many people at a time.
Hmm. I'm actually interested now to take a look at what other classes the Toronto District School Board has.
Anything you can think of.
Huh. I'm going to actually investigate
Yeah,
because
and they're quite cheap.
hmm. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So Melissa gets Kyle, the line dance instructor, to play their song and they're listening to it and they're like and it
Bopping
sounded
along.
obviously better, but like not good.
Not
Not
good
good.
at all.
Not good at all. We're best friends in the end. And then who said no, we're not? Teresa? Facts, facts, facts. So Teresa, when they all sit down for dinner, apologizes to the group for her actions, saying that they're unacceptable, blah, 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 blah. And the peanut gallery of Marge and Tracy at the other end of the table, not really buying anything that Teresa's saying. Margaret really feels as though she needs to have a direct apology from Teresa. Um, and Teresa, in her apology, though, does say that he is the love of her life and that she was provoked, which is kind of alleviating any sort of responsibility for her part in the situation. Kind of saying that if it wasn't for Margaret, she would never have gotten there, which is actually true, though. If Margaret wasn't involved in this outing, there would have not been any sort of confrontation in this matter.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
It is a fact. You did provoke her.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Margaret's stands are going to be like, so Margaret's complaining about this apology. Tracy pipes in and agrees with Margaret. She's really trying to like get a permanent spot on the show. So who said this though? I think it was Joe. He said in his confessional, her brother said that he thinks that this is growth for Teresa because in the past she would never even have apologized, and like he thinks that it's growth that she's taken the time here to like say something and apologize to the group. So that's also something to note.
Yeah, and I think it's funny that Joe Gorga is the one who's talking about someone else's growth because it's just not something I imagine.
Is he short? I'm just kidding.
Well, it's just not something I imagine him to consider, even like growth. Like, what does that mean? You know, like in Joe Gorga's world, why do people need to grow? But if he's saying it, then it's really something, I think.
Absolutely. And he knows his sister. He's been around her for their whole lives together. So if he's having this awakening to how she's reacting to the situation, I think it's something to take notice of. So what about Teresa's little jab about Margaret always eating?
Yeah, I'm not okay with the body shaming. That's not
okay. Like, why does she need to go there?
Yeah, what does it have to do with anything? Like, was there something that they edited out in terms of context? Like, what does it have to do with anything?
I don't know. Well, Margaret was like said, I don't know. She was like, "Oh, I'm eating," and she's like, "Oh, you're always eating, Margaret." I don't know. Maybe it's a reference to something that we're unaware of.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Like, I don't get it. Especially, I don't get it.
So hopefully someone could let us know if there's some sort of other Margaret eating reference that Teresa's kind of referring to. But other than that, I don't think that it's a good look to like not keep with the topic of the actual fight. To go and hit somebody about their weight is just kind of like low hanging fruit, and it's not necessary.
Yeah, more people should eat. Especially when there's somebody with an actual eating disorder at the table. I think you need to be like everyone needs to be very exactly.
Does everybody else you think know about that situation?
Oh, that's a good point. Has she talked to anybody about it? I think
she's talked to maybe Margaret about it. Maybe Dolores. She said to somebody that she's talked to. I think it was Margaret. She's talked about it.
Okay. So then maybe they don't know about it.
So awkward,
like,
definitely.
Maybe they don't know and they haven't noticed it. But in any case, I think it's totally inappropriate to comment on a woman's body or what she's eating. It's just so declassé to me.
Agreed. So Margaret is not having any more of it. She decides to go inside with her Joe. I'm sure Jackie followed, and Tiki and Tracy. And then I wrote down, yay, season finale next week.
Yay. We made it.
We did it. We made it. I mean, I still enjoy having this time with you, but the season has been a flop.
But we're going to have it, just not with New Jersey.
Right. Absolutely. I need different people to talk about. I need to be more excited about coming to talk to you about an episode. So I'm
Agreed.
excited. We do still need to figure out what we want to cover next and what the order of things is. So we'll figure that out. So yeah, I guess next week will be the season finale. I'm sure there's going to be 3 reunions. So maybe we'll watch them all and do like one reunion recap.
I
I don't
think
know.
that's a good idea. I think that's a really good idea. Yeah.
So we might have a couple weeks off. So we'll finalize the tings. But it's
Yeah.
been great so far doing this with you. So thank you for
Yes.
wanting to be here and start to talk
Thank
about
you
some
for
of the
having me.
Housewives. Is there anything else about this episode that you want to chat about before we say good day?
Not really. I just want to plug something, and I don't know, it's not something of mine, but have you seen that documentary, The Queen of Versailles?
Oh, I saw that you posted about it. I feel
Yeah.
like I think I saw her on Below Deck, and I might have done a little bit of research about her. I don't know if I've seen the whole thing.
Okay, so you should watch the documentary and then you should watch the show. It's called The Queen of Versailles Reigns Again. I don't know if you want to call it like a docu-series or a reality show, but basically it's like revisiting where the family's at like all these years later. And it is 100% down the alley of Housewives. Like she is housewife material to the T. Um, and I think it's very entertaining. So like I watched 4 episodes on Monday.
Amazing.
Yes.
What channel is it on in Canada? Or
I'll
how did
send
you
you a
find it?
link. I'll send
Okay,
you a
cool.
link. Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, I might want to find it on like a network, like a so I can watch on TV,
Yeah,
but
I forget where I watched it. I'll look it up and I'll send it to you.
awesome. Well, I'll
Yeah.
definitely check it out. Maybe if it's interesting enough, we can cover it or do like a full season chat just about it. That
Yeah.
could also be fun. Great. So thank you for sharing that with us. If
Yeah.
you are new here, please subscribe to the channel, be part of our crew of people that love talking about reality TV. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for being here. You know, we love having a little bit of a gossip fest with you guys. So thank you for being here. And if you're watching this in the replay, please like this video. And I would like you to comment on whether or not you think that Margaret and Teresa will make up, like actually make up. I know we see them talking, but will they actually come to some sort of agreement where they're going to like each other at the end of the season? So let me know how you think it's going to kind of play out between them, or if it's going to still be carrying on into the reunion show. Let me know what your thoughts are. And that's it. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, noon Eastern. Bye.
Bye.